You know, being that you obviously, again, appealing to Team Crawford, can you confirm? Are we going to see that fight? Has it been made official? Is it official?
It's on, baby. September 13, baby. Look forward to it. Crawford versus Canelo.
Heard it?
Listen how I said it.
Hey, are we getting this confirmation here first?
You understand?
Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican boxing icon, traditionally fights around Mexican Independence Day in September. Last year, on September 14th, he fought Edgar Berlanga at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, clashing with a UFC event. This year, reports suggest Alvarez has booked the T-Mobile Arena for September 13th, eyeing a potential super fight with Terence "Bud" Crawford. If confirmed, this showdown would feature...
You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So, it's possible. Why?
Feature two of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters. Canelo, despite getting older, remains the face of boxing, with his momentum and status unaffected by age. However, his recent choice of opponents has drawn criticism from fans, some accusing him of avoiding top contenders like David Benavidez. Even so, Alvarez continues to sell out arenas, no matter who he faces. A bout against Crawford would surely generate immense excitement, given their skills and stature in the sport. While speculation around the September fight intensifies...
Yeah, it's confirmed. Man, what?
Say less.
Crawford versus Canelo, not the other way around. Team Crawford stand up, pound for pound, the best in the world, soon to be the super middleweight champion of the world.
It's unlikely Alvarez will remain out of action for that long. Boxing Scene recently reported that several fight cards have been reserved on the Las Vegas Strip for March 22nd, March 29th, April 5th, and May 3rd. These dates suggest Alvarez might step into the ring earlier in 2025, though details remain unclear. Should the September 13th bout against Crawford materialize, it would mark a defining moment in boxing, pitting two elite fighters in a spectacle that fans won't want to miss. Canelo Alvarez has been a staple of Cinco de Mayo weekend fights since 2019.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter. And I always say that, no disrespect him. But, sometimes it's a little crazy, the people.
Excluding 2020 due to the pandemic. 3 of his last 5 Cinco de Mayo fights took place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, with fight cards reserved on the Strip for March 22nd, March 29th, April 5th, and May 3rd. The latter date is one to watch for Alvarez. While a potential September 13th showdown against Terence Crawford looms, Canelo might opt to stay active earlier in the year. He rarely takes extended breaks, preferring to maintain momentum. If he fights on May 3rd, William Skull, the IBF super middleweight champion, is a likely opponent. Skull has reported...
It's a little crazy, the people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big.
...been in discussions with Canelo's team since early 2025. At 34 years old, Canelo remains a dominant force in boxing, showing no signs of decline. However, retirement is on the horizon. In a recent interview with Ring magazine, he hinted at retiring around 38. "I'm getting closer to retirement, obviously, but I feel great, better than ever. Maybe at 38 I'll start thinking about it," he shared. Canelo reflected on his career, emphasizing his love for challenges. "I've taken risks my whole career,
Reports suggest his
fighting in different weight classes and tough opponents. I don't look at my record and say, I did this. I just love what I do," he said. Despite nearing the twilight of his career, Canelo's passion and dedication...
You and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
Ensure fans will witness his greatness for a few more years. Canelo Alvarez last defeated Edgar Berlanga in September 2024. Rumors suggest his highly anticipated bout with Terence Crawford is nearing reality in 2025. However, the fight's future remains uncertain as both fighters have existing commitments. Finalizing the matchup will depend on contract negotiations and strategic decisions by their teams. Interestingly, only one fighter, Amir Khan, has faced both Crawford and Canelo in the professional ring. Khan suffered stoppage defeats to both and has shared his thoughts on how a Crawford-Canelo clash might unfold.
What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big. He's a little big for Crawford, and it'll be a tall task.
Meanwhile, others who have sparred both fighters have also weighed in, including middleweight contender Tyrone Davis. Davis, who fought Canelo rival David Benavidez in November 2021, offered his perspective during an interview with MIL Boxing. According to Davis, the size and durability of Canelo would pose significant challenges for Crawford. Canelo is a big guy, and it's going to be a lot for Crawford. He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt him. I don't think Crawford can hurt him with one punch. Maybe he could cut an eye or bother him to the body, but that's about it.
It'll be a lot we have to. It'll be a lot to get that victory based on, size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skills. It'll be hard.
That's it, Davis remarked. While fans eagerly await confirmation of this potential super fight, it's clear that opinions on the matchup vary. With both fighters considered pound-for-pound greats, the bout would undoubtedly be a spectacle. However, the road to making it a reality will require navigating multiple hurdles, including timing, weight classes, and both fighters' existing plans. To succeed against Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford would need to target the body
title
and
as a
land
result.
consistently.
Crawford boasts an amazing...
Finally, Oscar, Terence Crawford says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford.
Amazing professional
Canelo's
record of
skill,
41-0-0.
and ability to
Canelo,
fight
on the
back
other hand,
make
is
him
one
a
of the
formidable
greatest fighters of
opponent.
the modern era.
Nothing is impossible in boxing, but if I had to bet, I'd put money on Canelo, said Tyrone Davis, a middleweight contender who has sparred both fighters. He added, Canelo's the bigger guy. One punch could end it. Oscar De La Hoya, despite his complicated relationship with Canelo, also weighed in on a potential matchup. De La Hoya emphasized that his predictions are unbiased and praised Canelo's advantages in size and power. The former world champion boldly stated that Canelo would have a clear edge over Crawford, especially if the fight were to happen at 154 pounds. With Canelo's proven track record and physical attributes, many believe he would...
Canelo? Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Anytime. Because, and this is
be the favorite in this hypothetical super fight. Oscar De La Hoya shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, emphasizing the physical disparity between the two.
Weighed in on this highly anticipated match.
Just too much overall. Is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so.
Dangerous up in the ring against a beast. So imagine Canelo being the bigger guy, being a beast. It's almost like a no contest, De La Hoya said in an interview with Fight Hub TV. He pointed out that historically, a smaller, skilled fighter has rarely defeated a bigger, stronger opponent, making the odds against Crawford even steeper. While Crawford is renowned for his technical ability and punching power, De La Hoya believes the physical challenge of facing Canelo at his natural weight would be too much for him. Many experts share this sentiment, as the size and power difference could prove decisive in a potential matchup. Demetrius Andrade, a former super middleweight world champion, also weighed in on the fight. Andrade, who has a long history with Crawford, praised his friend's skills, but acknowledged...
I love Crawford. He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both...
acknowledge the importance of weight and power. That stuff is real, Andrade said during an interview with Fight Hub TV. While he respects Crawford's talent, Andrade recognizes that Canelo's superior size and strength would be a significant advantage in this potential bout.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight.
Demetrius Andrade believes Canelo Alvarez holds a significant advantage over Terence Crawford due to his size, experience at higher weight classes, and overall skill set. Canelo is a big bad wolf, and he can run the whole night. Crawford has the skills, But when it comes to Canelo blocking his power shots and landing his own, Canelo knows how to move, Andrade explained. He's agile, not robotic. It's going to be tough for Crawford. While Andrade doesn't think Crawford can defeat Canelo, he acknowledged that Crawford could still make it a competitive fight. I'll be sitting there fuming for Canelo all day, Andrade added. David Benavidez also shared his thoughts on a hypothetical Canelo-Crawford clash. Crawford, who moved up to the 154-pound division for his last fight and defeated Israel Madrimov, now holds the WBO interim super welterweight title. Despite Crawford's impressive 41-0 record, Benavidez expressed doubts about his power translating to the higher weight classes needed to challenge Canelo. To face Canelo, Crawford would need to move up 2 more weight divisions. And Benavidez questioned whether Crawford's punching power would be enough to deal with the Mexican icon's strength and experience. Canelo, who most recently defeated Edgar Berlanga at super middleweight, remains one of the greatest modern-era fighters.